Greetings and welcome to this week's edition of 401k Real Talk. This is Fred Barstein, contributing editor at wealthmanagement.com's RPA Edge and CEO at TROW, TPSU, and 401k TV. I review all of last week's stories and select the most important and interesting ones, providing open, honest, and candid discussion you will not get anywhere else. And after a 6-week hiatus at a meditation retreat, I also looked at some important stories since I left, hopefully with a bit more insight. So let's get real. First story, of course, Secure 2.0 was and will continue to be one of the most impactful stories of the year. But what are the most important provisions and why? The key provisions affected student loans, auto enrollment, auto portability, tax credits, starter plans, and emergency savings. For me, the key is the tax credits and the starter plans, which along with state mandates and PEPs should spawn millions more retirement plans. The question remains, will advisors be interested in working with these low asset startup plans? And will wealth advisors get more involved in the DC market? The portability provisions will further build momentum for record keepers to share data through the newly launched Portability Service Network by the Retirement Clearinghouse, which could fuel the convergence of wealth, retirement, and benefits at work. Next story. Eclipsing experts' expectations, 517,000 new jobs were added in January after 5 months of gradually slower growth and a 3.4% unemployment rate, the lowest in 54 years, fueling the war for talent. The wage growth slowed. There are now 11 million job openings and less than half as many workers available, all of which will lead to increases or could lead to increases in interest rates. Benefits will continue to be a key recruiting and retention tool, especially as smaller entities are forced to or have a tax incentive to offer retirement plans, putting RPAs in a position to be a strategic advisor to the C-suite and elevate the importance of retirement plans. Next story, 25 states have filed a federal lawsuit in North Texas to prevent the DOL's ESG rule, citing violations of the Administrative Procedures Act and overreaching by the agency. In addition, the U.S. Senate plans to introduce legislation overturning the rule. Remember, the DOL's fiduciary rule was overturned in the same district, which has recently been sympathetic to lawsuits against federal agencies, all of which will create concern and confusion for ERISA plan sponsors, which usually equates to no action. Next story. In a flurry of major M&A activity, including plans for Focus Financial to be taken private by a PE firm, and Definiti, a TPA rollover being acquired by another PE group, Cetera announced that it will take a minority stake in one of its OSJs in South Carolina, which has $1.7 billion under management and 60 staff members in 4 locations. It was the second such investment by Cetera, which recently acquired Securion's 1,000 advisor broker-dealer, with Advisor and LPL making similar investments, which could mark the beginning of independent broker-dealers acquiring or investing in RIA and RPA firms. Finally, BlackRock announced a minority investment in Human Interest, one of the fastest growing and largest fintech record keepers, along with Guideline and Vestwell. Perhaps the anticipated growth of retirement plans as a result of Secure 2.0 and state mandates interest BlackRock, but I suspect that DCOs will be more active in acquiring or investing in the consolidating record-keeping industry as a way to get closer to participants and gain more power in the workplace retirement market. So those are the most important stories from the past week. I listed a few others that I thought were worth reading. Please let me know if I missed anything or if you have any comments. And check out my wealthmanagement.com column this week about the 10 most impactful people in the 401k industry on the heels of the 401k Wire's recent top 100 most influential list.